Hello! Who doesn't love a good alien film? Well, this film, Bugonia, is about aliens, but it's also not about aliens. But it's also about aliens, but it's also not about aliens. But it is about it. Jesse Plemons' character is very agitated all the time. The cop character was very sketchy. He made me very uncomfortable. That says a lot about the actor being able to have this unsettling feeling. And obviously Emma Stone did a wonderful job playing an alien. The other person that I would love to shout out is the actor who played Don. I believe he is on the autistic spectrum, and I just really would like to see him in future films. I don't want to talk too much about the plot. I don't want to ruin anything for you if you have not seen it. One of the things that really astounded me was the cinematographer knew exactly what they were doing. Every frame is a painting. It's ironic, it's funny, it's got a lot of fancy words in the dialogue. If I'm not mistaken, the person who wrote Begonia wrote the menu, and I really liked the menu because it was like a kind of like a social commentary, ironic dig at the rich elite. Again, I'm not going to spoil anything, but this idea of bringing in the whole alien genre, the whole alien invasion thing, giving into all the conspiracies of, for example, flat earth, the fact that a lot of people genuinely believe that the elite are actually lizard people, bringing that kind of chaotic mess into the social commentary on how we mistreat the planet and how a lot of rich corporate America benefits from the slave work of human beings, which, if you look at it that way, they are, poisoning the youth. They are degrading human beings to just being like slaves, and they are our masters, and there's really nothing we can do about it. There is a serious impending doom to that I think that this film captured really well. Like I said, every frame is a painting. It doesn't feel rushed. It feels like everything kind of takes its time, but at the same time, it's not a slow film by any means. The last like 20 to 30 minutes of the movie are the highlight, I think. It's when things really start to pick up and you really start to feel that intense momentum and emotion from each and every character. A lot of bad things happen. Probably the worst thing that could happen happens at the end of this movie. But there's like, it kind of holds like a double meaning, maybe even a triple or quadruple meaning that I'm not even smart enough to get into. But I think that the film was really well done. The cinematography was just gorgeous. Go watch it if you haven't seen it. One more thing that I would like to mention is that I love how throughout the movie, again, I'm not going to spoil it for you, but it kind of keeps you guessing on whether or not Emma Stone's character is or isn't an alien. So I'll just leave that for you to watch and find out for yourself. The second film that I would love to talk about is Problemista. I found out about Julio Torres when I watched his Criterion Closet pick video. As soon as he said "Y tu mamá también" was one of his favorites, I was like, okay, I love this guy. I believe he worked as a writer for SNL, or that's how he got his start. I believe he grew up, or he got pretty much famous in New York. He got work in New York City, and this is where this movie takes place. I also watched, funny enough, the way that these two movies are connected, Bugonia and Problemista, is that Emma Stone actually produced Problemista. So, and you can tell because of the zaniness of Tilda Swinton's character, it screams Emma Stone, the kind of shit that Emma Stone has been on for the past like 4 years. So I can see why she fell in love with Julio's project. Speaking of Julio's movie, Problemista, he plays a guy named Alejandro, and as soon as the movie starts, the way that the character Alejandro talks about his mom is exactly how I feel about my mother. My mother was very artistic growing up. She actually went to art school for a little bit, even though that degree didn't do anything for her. Unfortunately, she did learn a lot. I remember her bringing books of like with Mona Lisa on them. I think my mom saw something in me early on, because I'll never forget that she made me a sketch thing that literally just said, "Ricky, you're an artist," and it had like the brush thing and that thing where like that one thing. Since I was little, I truly believed that I was an artist. I just didn't know how. So I tried my hand at script writing when I was like 12, and I found that to be too tedious, or I didn't really know what tone I wanted, or I didn't really know what my voice was as far as writing films. So that's why I actually got into songwriting, because it was just It was like basically, not to, diminish the art of songwriting, but it was like the fast food version. It's like quicker to just say how you feel, throw in a few metaphors here and there, incorporate some sort of storytelling, some sort of like character arc, and boom, you have a song. So the idea of script writing has always been, for some reason, daunting to me. It's like a monster. And I love how in the movie Problemista, Julio's character Alejandro, he views certain people in his life as like monsters because his mom kind of, sheltered him as a child and just wanted the best for him and wanted to basically, I love the way that he approached creating something for your kid. Like if you're an artistic person yourself and you have a kid, you want to create like a magical world where only they can be there and they can be safe and sound in that world. And once they branch out of it, like the mom kind of, it wasn't too like intense. It didn't really convey like a huge sense of panic within the mom, but you can tell that as a mother, she wanted to protect her child. She didn't want her child to be hurt or manipulated by the evils of the world, which were kind of seen as these, evil entities, which I think was very well, portrayed, like literally like red eyes and whatnot. The humor, I think, lands very well. There were a lot of emotional beats to the film that I just caught on to and like really felt, because I know what it's like to kind of follow something. I know what it's like to follow a dream that doesn't really seem to be, dreaming. It doesn't seem to be doing its thing. But what I love is that Alejandro's character continues to fight for his dream of becoming a toy maker. And at the end, there's a very good finish. I'm not going to spoil it, but it's a very, very satisfying finish to a film. And the fact that, Julio Torres wrote it and directed it, you can tell by the production design, because apparently I watched a little bit of an A24 podcast in conversation with him and Emma Stone, and he mentioned that he wanted to be an architect at first. That's why he kind of has the eye for visual art pieces and set designs and production design and clothing and fashion and blah blah blah. So you can definitely see his taste and his aesthetic throughout the whole entire film. So in that way, a lot of scenes felt like kind of like a play, which I thought was interesting. I just love any movie that has to do with New York City. I just immediately fall in love with. There's something about New York City movies that just makes me very excited. If you haven't checked these two movies out, please go watch them right now. Stop what you're doing, drop everything, and just go watch them. And let me know what you think. Thank you for watching. I'll see you later.